Welcome back to Chelsea Deep Dive, where we go past the highlights and actually dig into the real story behind the Blues. Nigeria. When you hear that name, what comes to mind? Oil and gas? Nigeria is the largest oil and gas producer in Africa, sitting on 37.5 billion barrels of proven crude and 209 trillion cubic feet of gas. Poverty? Wait, abundance of oil and gas, but still poor. How does that math work? Corruption? That's the answer to the last question. Terrorism? You've heard of Boko Haram. There are a dozen others you haven't. Crime? Nigeria doesn't really have an economy. It has a lucrative ransom economy. Scammers? If you're old and rich, you've met the Nigerian prince, who just needs a little help moving his fortune. Yes, Nigeria has something of an image problem. But what if I told you there's more to Nigeria than the media wants you to believe? For a country with this many political and economic headaches, Nigerians remain, somehow, impossibly, among the happiest and most optimistic people on the planet. No, they haven't seen the news. Yes, they've seen the news. They just refuse to let it ruin their day. And they carry themselves like it too. Self-respect isn't optional in Nigeria. It's the default setting. Confidence isn't something you build, it's something you're issued at birth, alongside a strong opinion and a sharper comeback. They have 250 ethnic groups and over 500 distinct languages, plus their own flavour of English, Pidgin. But their actual favourite language is sarcasm. They cannot live without it. Frankly, respect. They've got a cuisine game that doesn't play. Jollof rice is basically a religion. Tell a Nigerian they eat too much of it, and they will remove you from the family group chat. And if you ever call fufu bread, may God have mercy, because they won't. If America has Hollywood and India has Bollywood, Nigeria has Nollywood, the second largest film industry in the world by output. They are simply outworking everyone. Oh, and Wole Soyinka won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1986, the first Black African to ever receive it. There's also over 1,000 documented species of butterflies, with new ones still being found. Somewhere out there, one's still unemployed and waiting for its big break. And 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove. I could keep going, but you're already asking, what does any of this have to do with football or Chelsea? Here's the thing, this country is obsessed with football. Nigeria has produced hundreds of professional, internationally recognised footballers over the decades. Have you heard of JJ Okocha? He was what you get when you throw Messi, Ronaldinho and Ronaldo into a blender and season it with extra flavour. Haven't heard of him? I genuinely pity you. Pause this video and go type JJ Okocha into YouTube. Do it now. Nwankwo Kanu, a legendary forward who won major titles in both England and Europe. Rashidi Yekini, the striker who scored Nigeria's first ever World Cup goal. Mikel John Obi, longtime Chelsea midfielder and national team captain. Victor Osimhen, a modern-day striker terrorising defences across Europe. Honestly, I still don't know how he isn't wearing blue. And there are 100 more names we don't have time for. The most popular football clubs in Nigeria are Chelsea, Manchester United and Arsenal. Roughly 28% of football-supporting Nigerians back Chelsea, making it the most supported Premier League club in the country. And Nigerians don't just watch football, they throw it a party. Corporate sponsors like MTN Nigeria and Guinness Nigeria host massive public watch events, with giant screens packing out bars, lounges and community spaces every single weekend in cities like Lagos, Abuja, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, Enugu and Kano. The Premier League is followed by 59% of the country, easily the most popular league in Nigeria. The Economist, back in May 2026, opened an article on Britain's global football soft power with this line: "Bus conductors in Nigeria are typically Chelsea fans." In Lagos and beyond, the Danfo conductors, loud, energetic, famously vocal figures known as Agbero, are stereotypically die-hard Chelsea supporters, ready to debate match day like it's a courtroom trial. The club's combative, never-say-die image under managers like Mourinho matched that street energy perfectly. Chelsea in Nigeria doesn't live on a screen. It lives on the street. Viewing centres are the social glue of entire neighbourhoods. Small businesses run on match-day traffic, and Nigerian fans bring something specific to the table: emotional, all-in loyalty, and a sense of humour sharp enough to turn a 2-0 loss into the funniest thing you'll hear all week. Ask a Nigerian Chelsea fan about a bad result, and you won't get silence. You'll get a monologue, 3 proverbs, and a joke about the manager's tactics board being drawn in crayon. But why Chelsea? The roots go deeper than recent trophies or 1 or 2 players. Before we get into that, if you're new here, like and subscribe. Celestine Babayaro was the first Nigerian to play for the club. An Olympic gold medalist with the Super Eagles, an exciting, acrobatic left-back who gave Nigerians their first real reason to pay attention. John Obi Mikel is the central figure in all of this. 11 years at the club, over 370 appearances, and major trophies including the 2012 Champions League and 2 Premier League titles. Mikel has said outright that Africans, Nigerians specifically, started supporting Chelsea largely because of him and Didier Drogba. He became the quiet engine of Chelsea's midfield for over a decade, and by his own admission, he and Drogba are the reason an entire generation of Africans picked up the club. In Nigeria specifically, it was Mikel. Watching Chelsea stopped being optional. It became a weekly appointment. As Mikel's influence started to fade, another Nigerian picked up the torch. Victor Moses, signed in 2012, then reinvented as a wing-back nobody saw coming, became a key piece of Chelsea's 2016-17 title-winning side under Conte, and stayed on afterward as a club ambassador. Once again, a Nigerian was standing in the middle of Chelsea's biggest moments, and a new generation locked in for good. In May 2026, at Chelsea's first ever official fan event in Lagos, the famous CFC, Moses gave credit where it was due, naming himself, Mikel, Babayaro, and Ola Aina as the reason the bond runs so deep. He called Chelsea's fan base the biggest in Africa, and Nigeria the heartbeat of African football passion. For years, Chelsea was seen as a club that actually gave African, and especially Nigerian, talent a real shot. Talent in Nigeria has never been the problem. Neglect has. Underfunded academies, crumbling pitches, administrators more interested in politics than player development. It's a heartbreak this country knows all too well. Genius has walked away from this game simply because nobody built the road for it to travel. Which brings us to an obvious idea, one Chelsea, of all clubs, should already be thinking about. Nigeria has a young population overall, with over 42% of the country between the ages of 0 and 14. Nigeria has given this club decades of loyalty, legends, and revenue. Why not give something back that actually lasts? A proper Chelsea-affiliated academy on Nigerian soil wouldn't just be goodwill, it'd be smart business. Real infrastructure, real coaching, a real pathway, and Chelsea gets first look at a talent pool this deep. It's not charity, it's the most obvious win-win in world football, sitting right there, completely unclaimed. Managers leave, owners change, form comes and goes, but in Nigeria, the love for this club isn't up for negotiation. It's built on history, on Mikel, Moses and Babayaro, on jollof-level loyalty and street-level passion. Chelsea didn't just find fans in Nigeria. Nigeria decided Chelsea was theirs. So, who's your Nigerian football GOAT? Okocha, Mikel, or Moses? And should Chelsea actually build that academy? Let us know in the comments.